How you doing? My name is Wizard, and welcome back to Amnesia The Bunker. From the last episode, we had a lot more bitter work in trying to figure out on how to do multiple things at once, to the point where the progress enough dictates saving with what resources that we have on hand. So we're going to reload our save. Hopefully it doesn't happen again where we keep getting that same weird reload bug, but it was really funny, but I will admit it would probably be really annoying if that happened again. I'd be actually amazed if it did happen again. I haven't played this game in a while, but I made sure to do a once over. By once over meaning I glanced over another monitor. I was like, oh yeah, I did this last time. I know what to do this time. On the non-YouTube side of things, I've been trying to pick up one more other games like Persona 3. I don't intend to record that. Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm still on the fence about God of War, mainly because those are story-based games and they've been out for a while. And I would rather record games that I'm like want to relax in rather than I want to immerse myself in. But I don't know. Maybe I might just do that for God of War and see how it goes, because I already know everything about this game compared to knowing nothing about God of War. I'll leave that idea in the back burner. But for now. So we need to walk over to comms, get the fuse. Try to move Brick from Barracks B to the T section here. Get the fuse to the prison, at least gain access to both sides, and then leave alive. Drag Brick. Okay, yeah, it's going back to me. Alright. We do it again, but better. We do it again, but better. I seem a little spacey today. Busy looking at wallpaper engines of space. I gotta find more cool space background gifs to put on my PC every now and again. How long does it take for you guys to actually decide, you know what, I'm gonna change my PC desktop background? Like, how long do you guys think that would be on average for like the average person? I mean, it's like at least every 2-3 weeks. It's like, oh man, I love seeing this, and then after like seeing it for the 14th time, I was like, maybe I want to see something different. I don't know. The change in scenery, a change in variety was always kind of important to me. Weird thing with ADHD, I guess. I wonder who in the hell named it that. The Trouble City Still Disorder. Do I get spotted here? Emergence. No, he's downstairs. We literally walked by. Going. Still not spotted. He probably entered left. We still have that brick in maintenance, so we still need to figure out something that triggers the gas cap and stuff. That means over here. Screw, and then try to play out this area like we did last time, but slightly better and or slightly different. He's left. He's left.
Ist jemand da?
Me?
Schließ das wieder!
Grab
Lassen
Ricky
Sie
Brick.
es zu!
I don't believe he's out yet, and he should just be waiting in a hole.
Schließen Sie wieder! Bitte! Bitte! Ich will nicht mehr sterben! It's gone!
Let's break this. Let's at least open this because we need anyway. but it's spotted me. Yo, I'm so fast. I had to kind of mentally gauge how fast his footsteps were. Might be a better indicator. I'm like, oh, is he hauling ass or is he just investigating? I'm pretty sure he's still investigating. Better safe than sorry. Play like a cat rather than getting hit by a bat. Okay. We still need to bust open both sides of storage. The one on the left, which can be destroyed by the door to the right of it, it does have bullets and a grenade, which we will use. But it's still, it's like, man, what to do after? What to do after? Okay, we still need to go back to get the gas mask. After that, we will have a lot more free reign in deciding how to get there. Because I don't think there's anything else inside the storage area. It's just the other bullets and stuff like that. Oh, we forgot Bosher's thing. Well, we can grab it on the way back. But it'd be 170. 71.95. Awesome. Gold star for that. It's cool. This guy's dice. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I don't know if you can actually put the things inside. Oh, you can. Close to. Oh my god, it's so cool. Oh. Oh, you're right. We're in a life or death scenario. Always just like kind of interesting that no matter where you are, you always try to spruce up the life a little bit, because living a life that's pretty bland, secluded, the color gray is always just monotonous. So we got distracted. Far left is gonna walk. I noticed the flickering and he was waiting out there, but because I was also being unpredictable, I didn't know where I was. He's heading down this way. Probably trigger one of the sides to explode, create the hiding space, which should drag him towards the holes. But I could be wrong if that forces him into. Like, I want to try to get him to teleport over here so I can leave. That doesn't quite make sense. Purpose. We're fine. Cool. And we're out. Still have to go back out there, but we might as well wait for things to cool down. Let's get the brick from Barracks B to the T section. There is still something false to do that would help should we need it, because it's looking like we might actually need it. But trying to retain orbit towards the original plan. Sorry, I'm taking a sip of Coke. Alright. You know, I cooked this big batch of rice the other day. I was thinking of adding the rice to curry. I think you're supposed to do that, because I've been treating curry like it's a type of soup or stew. At least that's how it was when my roommate made it the last time he cooked. No, this was like well over at least 7 months ago, but he made curry for like the first time and it was pretty good. And like I kind of had that as like a staple for my rotational meals every now and again, mainly because it's super cheap to make and not that hard to prepare. It's just literally preparing a soup. But like I thought of maybe the super obvious, oh, maybe what if I just add like rice or noodles to it? It's like, oh, I'm supposed to do that. I never had it with noodles. Maybe I'll try it next time, but I kind of want to try it with rice and see how well that goes. It'll probably just be a really well-fulfilling meal, all things considered. I don't know. We're walking with this brick going upstairs. We need to leave this by the tea section. Still moving. Either he's still in transition going down, or he's actually outside. Okay. I'm also trying to do these long play videos as like a kind of a gauge of how I would be in a Twitch streamer setting. Like when I start talking about the thing that I'm doing, I do a really good job of like trying to be announcer, presenter, whatever it is for the thing I'm trying to talk about. But I do have a lot of like moments where I lose track of what I'm talking about, and I kind of zone out. So like I kind of wanted to at least give some sense of, oh, okay, this guy naturally tends to do that. That's his thing. That's just how he is. Instead of, hey man, well, why are you trailing off in the middle of talking? Like, oh, like, believe it, I would love to tell you if I knew. Like, I'm just aware that it happens. But I wanted to call attention to it because it's like I don't want long periods of video to be where I'm just dead silent because I'm zoning out, but still kind of locked in. But it's like, oh man, to me this is more normal like gameplay of just walking from area I died in because of unfortunate circumstance that happened. Oh, pencil. I lost where I was gonna go, but surely that sentence had a train of thought going somewhere. $46.87. Is there a brick that could find on the floor of it? Was. Cool. We have the gas basket. Awesome. It's on his way. Let's hurry up and grab everything from here. Like I know where I should hide. It's just, oh man, I can't accurately gauge how far is he to his line of sight. But considering the heartbeat's not around, he seems far. Probably ran away because of the fire. It's all about knowing how to accurately read where he's going, where he is, what direction he's facing, and how long it's been since he investigated an area for a reason. Because then you can use, okay, I'll decide to just flip the spawns, and you can kind of gaze out, okay, he's going to do that. Then I'm going to reposition while he does that, and that's how I can make my escape. It's really hard to make those accurate reads, but it's kind of the thing with game sense. You build it the more you do it. It's practice with any skill, I would imagine. Okay. So let's take the rest of the brick. Now we need to actually prepare ourselves towards actually going to maintenance. So we have the grenade, rat trap. Should be enough for now, actually. I wish there's more objects that the game allows you to use to break down doors, because I love that bricks are a thing, but there's a mod where I have from the Steam Workshop where any random prop has a chance to explode when thrown, when it's like activated by a different anomalous event, I guess. Called, and like the mod is like a nitroglycerin themed type of mod, so it makes opening up early areas really useful. But it can also kill you because the monster breaks a chair in one room and suddenly the entire room explodes and you're deaf and the monster's just stunned. But you're also deaf and you can't hear because your eardrums are ruptured from that. I really gotta figure out how to trip this. Because I don't believe these things can explode. It's just how do I detonate the gas? The smart way that's sufficient. Big words are not big wording today, guys. I'm not. That is okay. Should have hit it, which does bring us inside. I just have to wait and see if it's actually triggered to see if he goes away. And I could drag it all the way there if possible. There's just one other thing I have to worry about, and that's the other fire trap in the middle of maintenance. Going from the workshop to that tunnel. Still over there. Until someone actually, like, breaks down the code of this game, I can't give accurate information on how the monster works. It's just my general gut feeling on what I know about playing this game and streaming to my friends. I don't know if the gas is... It's not. I'm really hoping. Risk I might die here. We do have a means of escape, we just have to get lucky. I don't know if luck's gonna be really favorable on my side. It's like standing right around there. Turn around. Walking away. Thing is, I don't know if the gas is even active. I think it is. No, it's not. Okay. This guy. I'm dead. See if I can reverse him. Yeah. See how fast he is. I'm not even gonna bother with the clock. Alright, we got lucky. Very rarely lucky. Like, words cannot describe to you how lucky that was in actual... Oh, dude, this is gonna suck. Okay, I know what to do to remedy the situation. It just sucks that this happened in this way. Because it doesn't kill the run, it just cripples it more than it needs to. More than it already is. But, I'm not the one to take a challenge lying down, so... Let's remedy this as soon as we can. So, we do have a bandage, which could remedy that, but we will be at 1 health for the rest of the run. Or at least until we can get into a med kit. And there's one in prison, but that's gonna be a while till we get there. Better do this now, because the rats will kill me later if I don't. Now we're stupidly slow. We have a few ideas up our sleeve on how to do this part. Better yet. Idea. Grand idea. I use that explosive trap to explode that thing. I doubt that explodes. After that, I will drag it over there and try to not die while doing that. Let's try it, because, like, honestly, if I don't try something creative at this point without any healing, then what new strategy am I going to develop? It's looking at it, being stumped, and deciding, let's try something new. Something I didn't think of before. Let's use an explosive to trip the explosive that's not actually an explosive, so you can get through a thing that would be solved by a different explosive. So, burn the mask. What's up, danger? Isn't that like a... Pretty sure it's a song. Oh, please. Oh, he can't actually get to me like this. Just drag it. Just go. I'm at a loss for words, but I'm just running with this because, like, this is straight up a timer. Oh no, it's not good. It stopped. Does this reset between floors? That'd be really weird if it did. for a really crazy idea. I'm really glad that worked. Okay, well, at least now we have a strategy for that specific area consistently, because the game likes to spawn rat traps, especially right there. Usually you bypass it by setting that corpse on fire, but at least the game suggests that you do, but you don't really have to. Let's just keep going. Let's trip. Yeah. I'll trip this because we know where he is. We might as well just move the brick somewhere towards here. Get deterred by the fire. I'm sure. Yeah. This is actually crazy enough to. He's actually crazy enough to walk through. When they don't retreat, it actually kind of sucks. But then again, creative solution. And he's patrolling back and forth. Abandoned rats won't bother me. Let's just. There is the gas can by the pantry, but it will be exploded. Which you probably. Oh. Gotta wait for the smoke and noise to die down before I can reevaluate what I have access to, what I don't have access to, and then seeing if I can do the gas can strap. Drag can? Definitely lost interest in definitely. Okay. Let's carefully navigate. To be honest, I actually don't know where that is. That actually surprised me. Is heading back there. I've never heard that noise before. Weird. Three. Nice. Yeah, because I don't believe a single meat is enough to get all the rats' attention, because it's too long of a straightaway out of the usual meat detection radius. Meat detection radius is a phrase I never thought I was to use in a sentence. It's over here by the T section. Go away for a little bit, please. Very rarely in other playthroughs, this tunnel is still present, but there's no rat traps. And usually the game encourages you to have the lighter have lighter access by this point, so you can get through this part, but you don't need the lighter to get through this part. I didn't like that at all. Yeah. What do you want me to do? Like, I'm not gonna throw the meat. Well, I could throw the meat at him, but I don't think that would actually do anything useful. I don't have the useful tools that I know will make a difference. Like, by the end of the game, if you choose to look in every nook and cranny inside the tunnels, you can get the rabbit toy, which is a guarantee save me for the bunker. But man, whole lot of waiting and a whole lot of why did it happen again? What is this? You really think I planned this? No, I fucking did it. What the fuck? Maybe it's because that was the last other save, and I'm not sure how to change that, but no worries, no worries. We do it again, but better. We know what to do and how to do it, and we're gonna do it a lot faster. Oh, hamburgers, as that one character in South Park goes. What's his name? Butters? He's a really funny guy. See if we can get through by sprinting. Let's see what happens. Oh, wild idea. I beat him. It's because he would have spawned behind me. Sometimes rushing is better because, like, horror games tend to play on the time factor, trying to accommodate for how long someone would take to explore an area and be super scared of everything. So if you rush it through the experience or through an area, the game doesn't expect that and takes a little too long to catch up. This happens sometimes. But because of that, it's kind of a good thing, because if you know you could be reckless and to see what you can learn from it, then cool. You can route something, try something super simple, like that. Like, I had a vague idea that those two tripwires are there, but I still trusted that I didn't really need to look.
Schließ es wieder. Bitte, bitte. Ich kann es hören.
This sets up this area later for me. Now we're gonna try hauling ass towards every other brick. Oh, that's not very bad. Because now we just need to grab the meat. Oh, I didn't put in the fuse. Oh. That's okay, I guess. Because, like, we at least know where the fuse is. We're just doing it for practice. Just so if we do get a successful run, then, like, cool, we can use it in an area and turn the power on, see if we can explore, but it's better that we do know where it is than where it isn't. I keep forgetting about this, but I at least remember the code. It's 71. Comment down below if you're a fish. What type of fish here? I used to have a blue betta. Betty? Betty? Blue betta fish? I forget how it was spelled. That fish was blue. It was also purple. Bits of black. I miss that fish. I don't remember what I named it though, but I do remember the colors because it was so vibrant and distinct. And I had a best friend in elementary. A few of them know him. His name is Emmanuel. He was like one of the other day one friends that I used to have. And he gave me 3 goldfish, and I thought that was like the sweetest thing ever. But I didn't know jack shit from how to take care of a fish, which was a little sad to say. It was like a really sweet gesture that I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. I don't know what to do with it, but they look so cool. And like, I really do wish that I was better taught responsibility, especially when it came to taking care of pets, because like later down the line, I do intend to try to get a cat. Try to see if I can learn how to take care of a pet. Oh, he's here. Waiting here on purpose because I don't want to despawn because he'll be behind me. It's really not fair. Again, this game was never fair. I'm getting spotted. Ship this strip wire. Now I know where he is. Focus on where he is. Really rough idea. The issue is that I don't know if I have enough to really do. So, idea. I have meat. I could throw meat to gather rats in area. Drag explosive barrel to area to extend blast radius, and detonate all with a grenade to buy me enough time to pass through. But it kills my opportunity to really be able to carry something for the necessary lock after break. So that, or I try the gas thing, but I remember it detonates automatically from the door is open. Oh, I should randomly grab it. Don't hear it. That's an issue. Because I'm thinking it's like, okay, I can't hear if the gas was hissing based on that explosion, because I do recall from what trial and error that they're getting that far. There is a gas can I could use, and I could use it to get through one thing, but it was a waste to do that because I still have to open it from the other side. So I might as well use that as an access through the one way. And if I'm able to open that door fast enough, then I could use it to clear there. But I doubt it because it's likely a lot of noise and a lot of different phases all to wait through. Not to mention, getting into maintenance in the first place is already a hassle on its own. But not to worry, we're getting there faster and faster. Why am I in this save file again? I'm gonna do a counter of how many times that actually happens. So maybe consider that like a pseudo death counter, because I don't know why that started happening when I start dying. That makes no sense. But I'm not really one to question. I just think it was really silly to point out. Alright. Let's get the extra space for mission storage, and then let's do it all over again. I don't really need to explain myself if everyone else has been with me so far, but if first you don't succeed, try again. It's the better work of most things. But I'm having fun. Because despite the settings still being max, you'd still see me get away with things that usually, on first glance, look like they should not allow me to get away with. So you would think with min-max settings, you think the games take it super serious. You can't sprint at all. You can't do this, but it's more like the leeway you have is a lot more tighter than considered. Which is really interesting for me to recognize, because it's like, okay, I can now go from playing super safe and super slow to trying... I'm in the wrong place. To trying... Okay, let me think of something reckless, see if it works, and let me run with it. Because I don't want to there. He starts rolling, so I'm just going to go through here. Get the thing and the other thing that's usually here. We can never get thing B. Should be down the wall. That's a full spot, dude. No way. Alright, cool. So yeah, that's how you know the difference between him spotting you and him spotting you. That was an instance of him really spotting you. Okay. In that case, does that raise the question of if you run too much too soon, will he always know where you are? And whatever grace period you have, you can't burn it because you won't get it back. Interesting to consider. Or at least that's a theory. We could continue to test it, see if that works. Ah, number 3! Or it would be for this episode. Okay. We're learning something new. We're learning something new. It's not like all these experiences are going to waste. No. We're learning something new about, okay, we're refining the approach to getting back to where we used to be a lot quicker. And making newer critical thinking rationalizations, if I'm allowed to mush those 3 words together, to figure out on how the beast works. Alright. Maybe in my own time, I will do a separate thing where I time how long it takes for the monster to reload in after a save versus sprinting, because I wonder if that doing anything that has a sound weight to it decreases that grace period or not. I really want to see if that's a thing. Walking. After this, I'm pretty excited to actually play God of War. Like, I do have a save file started, but it's still at the very beginning of the game that I don't mind restarting for it. Because it's like, well, it doesn't make too much of a difference if I restart, because like I still need a refresher on the game anyway. Because I bought the 2022 version of it, the Thor Ragnarok. And I missed out on a lot of God of War, but I'm starting with that one. So it reminds me of another friend that I will say like, oh, then you'll miss out on the meaning or the connections that the game will have. It's like, I disagree. I could still infer, and I could still make those critical thinking assumptions myself, but way to be really mean about it. Monster will show up like, behind me to my left. Now they're actively hunting me down earlier. It's actually interesting. Like, I took my time here, I got done most of what I had set up, but he still got me cut off. I haven't actually been in a scenario like this where I'm actually trapped in the soldiers' quarters of all places. I didn't pick it up. Bit of a tense moment, but thing I can handle. I don't know what my crazy idea was to bring this as if I can, because like, there's a grenade trap here. Okay, he's on the other side. You backtrack now. I really wish that this actually led to another area rather than that looking like a dead end. I really do believe that this bunker should be more expansive, and I think that would bring a lot more fun to it. But it would also inflate the playtime quite significantly. But I wouldn't really complain, because I like this type of gameplay. What's it called? Like, I'm really hoping there probably is custom stores with custom maps that you utilize the base game mechanics and just new reimagined maps. Because I think that'd be really cool if like Amnesia introduced like a map tools or like an editor. But and again, I'm not entirely sure how people make their mods. I don't know. But it would be kind of cool to just make something custom for yourself to see how you would like it. Kind of like Happy Wheels. But and I miss Happy Wheels. Then again, Happy Wheels is like there's a nostalgia factor with it. So it's like you miss this type of game for what it was, but you loved it because it was so simple. And going back to it, like there's still the magic in your mind, but it's like, man, and it just looks super simple to you, and not as extravagant as it used to be. Weird how things like that are. Novelty, I guess. I don't know. Do I beat him? Let's drag him back towards officers' quarters. Almost called the soldiers' quarters. I don't know why that's like. We'll drag him back towards officers' quarters, and then see if I can do something with that. I'm not super. What? I'm not super. Thoughtful? Anticipated? I don't know. I'm not looking forward too much to the later part of maintenance after I get there, because I'm mainly worrying about getting there consistently, but I haven't thought ahead too much on the fact of, cool, once I do get there, what do I know is going to be there, and what can I pick up, what can I use? I have to repeat that process over, but I don't know. Over there. I think he's heading down towards soldiers' quarters. Otherwise, it would have spotted him. It would have spotted me. Immediately backtracks, like, oh wait, I was wrong. Yeah. Because from my perspective, I can't see very far past that French flag. Plus, the light was flickering. Let's wait for him. Let's go back into the safe room, wait for him. Because we need to go to prison and do the fuse thing anyway, because we still need the gas mask no matter how we spin our approach. So let's take a moment to breathe. Pause. And one of the other things I was really hoping to actually make content on was like Smash Bros. Content. Except it's like Smash Bros. As a game typically gets a lot of bad rap just for the community surrounding it, but it's unironically a really fun game. Like, once you learn how to not take the game so competitively, so seriously, how it's just when you remove the whole winning or losing aspect of the game, when it stops to matter, you have a lot more fun with it. I used to have really good friends that were like super into that game, and I genuinely loved to play with them, despite the fact I was not at that level, but they were like super kind and really genuine with like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Alex, you can go ahead, here, borrow my controller for a turn, see how you go, I'll just watch, and like, it was fun. It was fun that the people I met then were like really inclusive, and just like, hey, you like this thing? Come join us. Like, we like this thing too. As long as like, as long as you're cool, we're cool, type of thing. But strange how, I guess that's kind of like life, isn't it? How it's just sometimes you don't realize that you're growing up in the current moment, and it is a really strange feeling to recognize that, like, man, I still wish I was in a past part of my life, but I don't want to live like that anymore. So I'm appreciating what I'm doing now. Being able to play Amnesia, give myself a immersed, imagined pep talk to this guy Hat and Shoe over there while I prepare myself to go back out there. Remembering that, you know, I had some pretty good times. I'm happy that they happened instead of not at all. Alright, let's go back out there. Nice. Alright, so we have the fuse, we have the meat. We have the brick, we just gotta get the gas mask. And open up prison, and then... we still have that grace period. Let's see how long we can use it before he decides to come back.
Hallo? Ist jemand da? Schließ das wieder! Ich kann es hören! Bitte! Bitte! Ich will nicht so sterben! Es kommt! Nein! Nein! Lassen Sie es zu!
So far, so good. That's really bad. I knew I had to go. I think I can get away with this though, but I got the hard spot. Interesting chase music. Cool. Oh man. Okay. We almost did everything perfectly. We just couldn't get the gas mask, but now we just wait a little longer. Wait for things to cool. Now bear in mind, like, I do want to reiterate, that's the biggest reason why I'm not using gas. The gas would make it easier to approach, but it wouldn't make it easier to leave. And there's like 3 instances where you're required to have it on at 3 times. Like, once to get the arson felt like a shortcut to that. And I didn't want to take shortcuts. I never wanted to take shortcuts. But shortcuts, once once used, are actually a big help. And there's no shame in taking them. But at least know both routes. There's no shame in knowing both routes. When it's faster, when it's harder, just so you have another option. Now, the amateur soldier thinks that once they reach the German line, once they infiltrate, the raid is over. No, that's where the raid begins. You come prepared with tools to disarm traps. You come prepared for close quarters combat. You come prepared for blood. For combat. To destroy the other person by any means necessary. Oh, it happened again. What is this, number 9? Number 8? I don't know. But there was probably a lot of really good stuff, but that one was with feeling. If you're able to be immersed with the moment, that one was with feeling. So I'll give this one more go. If I die, I die, but like I will be able to continue from now on. But we're getting closer to where I want to be comfortable with saving. So I think this episode is going to be a really good one, but got to be a couple steps ahead to lay down the few steps I leave behind. The wrinkle in time, I suppose. Okay. Alright. I don't know if the meat is a really good thing used to distract the monster. Maybe it's not just a rat distraction. Maybe I can use it to distract the monster as well. So we're walking. I wonder at the end of the playthrough, like when we get to the statistics screen, to see like, oh, how many times did you die? And not be surprised by that count. Or how long I've spent in this save file trying to achieve a thing. We learned Fortin's code. I didn't write it down, but it's recorded, but I won't look back on it, because to me that feels like it's cheating. I want to actually do it once right. So once I've done it, I could do it again, because I've already done it once. That whole sort of thing. So, right, this is Barton, or Boucher's locker. This is 7195. You do something you dictate important enough, you'll learn it like it's second nature. You choose what is important to you, and you choose to come back to it as long as you know exactly where you left everything. But you're trying to rearrange something for someone else, unless they know about it, they're gonna be so fucking confused. And why the hell is everything different? If you don't tell people that, hey, this thing's different now, then how are they gonna know how to update themselves? How are they going to know how to update themselves if you don't tell someone that, hey, it's not just one way to do things. That's your way, cool, but this is my way, and I was hoping you would like to collaborate to work together to mesh the two ideas. I don't think there's any harm in trying to do that as a concept, but we get that brick, we move it towards Arsenal. Then we go towards this comms area, and then we grab the fuse. We hear the monster. He won't be here, he will be downstairs. We're walking. We take the brick. And we're walking. He's to my right, so I can start sprinting. See breath in that hole, so we're cool. See, he emerged because I made a lot of noise, but now I know where he is. Transferring to this area. Doesn't despawn him, but I know where he is rather than where he isn't. Think about it, humans are kind of like cats. kind of like seeing if can I achieve this thing all in one go, no matter what happens. The answer is yes, but there's no shame in trying to do it over and over and over and over. It's practice. You're learning about it. You're seeing what's different when I run the simulation again. What happens because of what. You deconstruct everything to reconstruct it into another method, another form. Freelance. Picking up odd jobs because, well, it's odd. No one else is doing it. Not me. No one else seems to do it. And now we're injured. That's okay. We're still alive. Alex, you want to end the episode early? Oh shit, maybe I do want to end the episode early. Can I outrun them all still? I genuinely doubt it. Hey. Cool. And that's what we call not locking in enough. But that's okay. Talking while playing is actually really hard, and I commend anybody that has the skill to do it because you're focusing so hard on those senses, because talking is allowing that, and talking to describe what you're seeing, it opens you to the feelings of what's happening around you at the same time. Explain your thought process, to say, oh, this is interesting. You kind of talk out loud, but like, what if you had an inside voice that was in your mind, and that's your usual quiet talking voice? For me, that was always how I expressed myself, because I was always this perpetual cycle of something, and I figured out what that cycle is, trying again until I'm dead. But it's still that refusal to, like, I'm just going to keep trying. I'm just going to keep trying until I see that it works. And it is working. But yeah. So, the best way to create an opportunity to strike is to create a diversion, to subvert their expectations, to catch an enemy off guard. You know that the enemy is distracted, then you can strike because they'll never see it coming. That's what I picked up from Fallout New Vegas, is from the NCR, is be the last thing they never see. And that's okay. Cool. That's pretty good, genuine advice to kind of live by. Be the last thing they never see. So, why not be those things? Then again, that line of thinking, I could be paraphrasing because I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head, but that whole line of thinking is pretty much based on trying to reapply the concept of be the last thing they ever see, like a sniper's position killing someone, to, like, when it just comes to people. Like, people don't expect what they don't know. And when they realize that, like, oh, they've been watched, that they've been outsmarted, it's like, oh, shit. It's kind of like a surprise party. But I never kind of saw it. And then I realized you kind of have to create the surprise. You have to create a plan come to fruition. Because a lot of this is repeating different stuff. And by the time I actually finish this playthrough and start up a new one, I'm going to start playing freelancer and just start cranking out videos, not really because of the fact that it's like it makes money. It's not about the money. It's about me just making something. It's about me just choosing, hey, I want to do this. I'm doing this. I like this. This is fun. I like immersing myself with giving myself a problem based on pre-dictated rules and abiding by them and respecting them, but wondering what can I do outside of those rules. What can I do to bend those rules, to break those rules? Because I think improving something by just a simple stat increase, or you do something but you do it a bit better, but you can't directly tell that it's better, feels a bit boring. But the same can be said by something so simple. Knowing that your attacks hit really hard, knowing that your attacks are on par with what's around you. You feel like you're keeping up and you're actually not being afraid of the world around you. That's what that kind of is. Going outside is that same feeling. It's that, okay, cool, let me get out from my living space where I am comfortable with everything I surrounded myself with. Let me go out of my comfort zone, my living space, and explore to see what new, different, dangerous, yet exciting, terrifying things are out there waiting for me. For me, that's the human experience. It's that back and forth of I go gather something, I come back. I go hunt something, I come back. It's that endless thing of both that worked really well. And I think that's me recreating how to live like early man in the most backwards way possible in a modern age. Because in being born into a society where you don't understand what it means to be human, you live in a society that doesn't have the human inside the human, you see its flaws. Why is the society that's punishing you to live a certain way to sustain itself, is that a sustainable society? No. If a society is welcoming, that encourages people to join it for a common cause to help out each other, community built on love, then I think that's super important. But it's also whatever you define your love to be. And if your definition of love is to just be, that's why I kept drifting in and out of friend groups. That's why I kept doing the things I always did. Because, like, none of this, I wouldn't have done everything I've done if it didn't mean something to me. I don't like doing things that are meaningless. I want what I do to have meaning. And it was just difficult. It was super difficult knowing that, like, a lot of what people consider love to be isn't what I thought it would be. Like, wishing for true love is really funny because true love is the fact that you love yourself enough to be this person that you are at all times. Love holds you together as a person. You are held by love at all times. And not knowing that sense of security, that unbreakable trust and bond with yourself, that nothing can break this iteration of myself that I love and care so much, because I choose to stay as this current form, as this current shape of my soul, because that's what I like about myself. But at the same time, I do not wish to allow any parts of myself to essentially be triggering for others, but I want to show signs that, hey, I'm a very in depth person just constantly creating. Is it so wrong to separate art from creator if they're the one that made it? If there's a reason that it needed to be made, if there's a reason to create that expression, because expression comes from feeling. You felt something, you need to express it. Me talking about it sends it out in the air, and I believe that I'm being heard because I always want to believe that I'm being heard. Because my entire life, I was always listening to what everyone else was doing. And for the longest time, I never listened to what I wanted to do. And this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to just record videos, play games, sometimes edit them, but always post them. I wanted to record what I wanted to do, leave whatever's in that happened, because trying to take something out feels shallow, feels lame. It feels like, why would you take that out? It's part of the moment. There's embarrassment, sure, but like, once you feel like the whole world is laughing at you, what is there to be embarrassed about? Why not laugh with the world? Like, insecurity comes from doubts that you can create about yourself. It's about not being able to face your own inner demons that have haunted you or that are still haunting you. Because if you find yourself lost in life, if you find yourself constantly wondering that you're not going anywhere, then what's the issue? Is the issue the life that you created for yourself? Is that the issue? Is that the life that you find yourself in? You could still change your mind. You could still decide, cool, this is what situation you are in now. What can you do to change that? Do you want it to change? Do you want things to be better? Do you want things to stay the same? Because you surround yourself by things exactly what you deserve because you picked them. You picked them out. And every now and again, the structure you're surrounded by is not always your own, and that's okay. But you could still live your life the way you see fit, and no one can really tell you otherwise. No one really likes being told what to do, but if they see the cause behind it, they'll give it their all. If they see, like, hey, I want to help out, I want to make the world a better place, who are you to deny that? Why would you get in their way? In fact, why not help them? It's okay if you want to. It's okay if you don't. It's a choice. To help someone is a choice. And I'm choosing to help myself the only way I knew how. By doing the thing that calms me down the most. By playing video games. Because it was always as easy as just pushing buttons. And I love pushing buttons. Buttons are simple. You push a thing, it does a thing. It's great. It was so simple and that I loved it. But oh, I pushed complex buttons, buttons that did more things, that made more things happen. And I felt like I was being magical in a way. That I'm doing something, I'm puppeteering a show that feels like a moment is happening because I made it happen. Because my childhood, a lot of my life, it stems from a lot of just being deprived. Being a jack of all trades also means that you have to deprive yourself of what you once believed was yours. But you can always take a piece of everything and make it a part of yourself. You can become an amalgamation of your experiences because that is what most people are. That is what all people are. But it's always troubling to wonder what drives people to do the things that they do. You know, always wonder like what can you do to help or what can you do to like try to be a good friend. I don't know. For me, my type of love, aside from talking about the cycles of violence, was just sharing that moment. That like, hey, when things get violent, it's pretty scary, and I know what it was like. And I guess I never wanted another person to feel alone because I felt alone throughout everything. And it was some of the most painful shit ever because sometimes you needed a distraction to just deal with it as it happens. But other times you really just want to be told, hey, everything's going to be okay. Like, no matter what, everything always turns out okay. That is the constant rule of life that everything is okay. And that's okay. No matter what stage of life that you're in, you're still breathing, you still find a place to rest. You're okay. Don't give up. Well, That was a nice little moment of feeling, but crack open another cold one. I'll do the outro, finish up this video, edit the third episode because I'm a little bit ahead of myself. But I think that's okay. As long as I know that there's material that I can work with, I can still do whatever I want with it. But to whoever chooses to listen to these videos, these long form videos in all their entirety, I genuinely do appreciate it. Because for the longest time, I just wanted to be heard. And now it can be heard. That, yeah, life is pain if you allow it to be. But you don't have to allow you don't have to allow your pain to change who you are. And I want to believe that my life is an example of that. I know what I am. I know exactly who I am, and I know my experiences. But I've gone through the loop so many times that, like, you begin to forget which experience is yours. If you have the ability to immerse yourself in experiences like none other, if you have the ability to just put yourself in someone else's shoes, you do that over and over and over and over again, you begin to lose out on what is yours, and that drove me insane for a while. And I wanted to figure out what exactly is mine that I liked out of everything. And I loved everything that I saw. There was never a moment where I felt that I didn't love something I saw. But, well, let's go back to the menu. I forgot that this is the 10th time that save fucking happened, and I realized, and it just clicks like, oh my god. Maybe this is the reason why it happens, so that the game can attempt to cheer me up by saying, oh, now you have everything. You were never deprived to begin with. But maybe that's the point. Maybe that's why this sequence happens in this specific way. Why it just happened that way. You were never deprived, you choose to deprive yourself of specific things. And maybe my life was an example of what happens if you deprive yourself of what it means to be a man. Or what it means to be a person. What it means to just be. To do is to be. So, as long as you always give yourself something to do, you won't ever feel hollow. You won't ever grow mad. You won't ever feel dead inside. As long as you nourish your mind, you can continue to nourish your body. And as long as you nourish your body, you can continue to nourish your mind. But as long as you nourish your heart, and you maintain what's right for your heart, your joy, your sense of wonder, your whimsy, everything silly, that's how you keep yourself alive, no matter what. Well, thank you for joining me for this episode. I'll likely title this episode This Time with Feeling, and it's still the same ending. But that's the point. It's not the same. None of this was the same. They look the same, but if you choose to pick it up, if you choose to see something that interests you, just on the title alone, that is honest, that conveys the idea in a concise way, that invites you to say, hey, this is my let's play of this specific thing a fourth time. Let's see what I did different. I wanted people to be okay with seeing that, because that's what most of the human experience is. Trying things on your own, because not everyone's going to do everything for you. It's nice if that happens, but like, if everyone's doing everything for you, then what are you doing? If everyone's doing everything for you, shouldn't you enjoy it? But how? by being a kid. By pretending like everything's new. Because everything is new. Everything's always renewing itself at some point in time. But, I don't know. I'm rambling in both a philosophical, emotional, personal sense because spiritual journey and healing journey is fun. But I wanted to at least be honest that say that, hey, I'm coming from a place where I'm not doing great, but I'm not doing bad either. I took a serious couple of hits, pretty bad ones, but I am still alive and I'm still here. And I will continue to be alive and still here, doing my own thing until people decide, hey, I kind of want to see what he's doing, and I kind of want to be around him. And when people see that, cool. I will make friends. But I know what to share, what not to share. But I at least wanted to be transparent and honest. Because I never wanted a specific icon of a person to be all they are face value. Because you can apply an avatar to something like the being that creates, destroys, whatever, that influences the world around them, but it's the person that controls the avatar that decides what they want to do with their lives. And the external body is just a bunch of different changing things. It's the chosen form that the avatar chooses to take on. I don't know. I've been on a bunch of weird spiritual stuff because I am actually rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm watching it with my dad. And I haven't had something like that. And it's difficult to open up with my dad. But I still always like spending time with him. Because talking about the hard stuff is always going to be hard. Because it's willingly choosing to tap into the pain, into the hurt that you felt for so long, and expressing it. But knowing to try to keep a balance of talking about it to ease that feeling compared to outright crying. Because crying hurts. It never feels good. But that's the point. It's release. It's extreme release in its own most extreme form. When someone cries, it's because they're feeling something extremely. It's never a sign of weakness. Crying is not weakness. But I didn't want what happened to me, the people in my life, like what they did. I don't want to allow them to take away the one thing that makes me feel better, the couple of things that makes me feel better. Because, like, feelings are personal. Everything is personal. But I wanted this channel to be and feel like it's a personal channel because I am doing this for me. I'm doing this for me because it feels right. It feels good. I don't really care if I'm making money because money is not important to me. What's important to me is staying alive as long as possible. By testing my own limits, by testing my own things, by theory, examples, all those sorts of things. But I could still make money so I could still change my environment around me. But money is not the thing I should drive for. You spend your life chasing money. You just spent your life chasing money when you should have the money come to you. By, like, if you decide with an idea that allows you to generate something more than what you're currently intaking, then you're doing fine. You're still sustaining yourself. If you can continue to sustain yourself, you're okay. But life gets pretty crazy. Life gets pretty crazy. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. I am Alex Wizard, and I will see you lads when I see you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Hopefully this button that ends the recording actually works. I heard a noise. I don't know if it works. I'm just going to manually turn it off. Maybe it did work. I could be wrong. Alright. Take it easy, lads. I'll see you next time.